Oh my gosh. This is a hard video. It's literally the first video that I'm making on this channel, and it's probably gonna be the hardest video for me. Hopefully it's the hardest video. I wouldn't want to have to experience anything like this. I mean, for some people this isn't that hard, but for me, it is hard. And well, I guess let's get into it and let me explain. So as you can see right here next to me, this is my baby, this is Frostbite. This is my 2017 Shelby GT350, and yes, it is the name of my channel. This car is what started my Instagram page. It is what started this page, essentially. It has taken me on so many amazing memories, trips, adventures. I've met so many amazing people. I've made so many amazing friends with this car. I made it into the car club that I call my family, which is Head Turners, which you can see on the sticker right here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. This car has a lot of memories in it, and it's one of my favorite cars out of all the cars that I've had. And this is where this video gets hard. It's also the car that I am selling. Let me explain why. Back in 2018, I just finished school. I had a truck at the time, and unfortunately, it was also the same year that my father had passed away. And so I actually had two trucks because I inherited his truck. And with that being said, I decided that I don't need two trucks. So I decided that I was going to get myself a car that was fun and yet a daily driver. And so I was looking at cars that were manual, that were all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, fun little cars. I was looking at a few Audis, I was looking at Subaru WRXs. I was looking for something that was practical and yet fun in a sense. But throughout my journey of looking through cars, I stumbled across Frostbite. And Frostbite is a Shelby GT350. And back in 2018, the Shelby GT350 was my dream car at the time. And when I saw that this car was up in RC Automotive up in Salt Lake City, and it was actually in a price range that I could afford, I decided that I just had to go look at it. Let me also remind you that this was Christmas Eve of 2018. Yes, December 24th. And so, with that being said, I drove up there. So I took the truck that I had, that I was wanting to trade in, and drove up, saw the car, took it for a spin, and immediately fell in love with the car, and decided then and there that I was going to trade my truck in for this. And it was one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. And I know that sounds crazy and stupid, but to me, it really was. Before I do this, great. I literally bought this just for my butt and my knees because I don't have a butt. Yeah, it's been a long, amazing journey. This would have been 4 years with this car. And to sum it up shortly, the reason why I'm selling this car is because my dad's truck that I inherited, I'm getting sad driving it. And I know that sounds weird, but by me putting miles onto a car that my father loved and putting miles on something that was his and is valuable to me, you know, emotionally, I don't want to put any more miles on it. I'd rather have it sit at my mom's place in the garage and be a garage king and only drive it when I need to use it for towing really heavy stuff, because it's a big dually. And that kind of leads me on to my next point, is it sucks to drive around town. It's not easy to park. It's a diesel. I really don't think I need to explain much more with it being a diesel. And I guess the other part too is I'm married. In a sense, I'm an adult, and there's some things that I have to make hard decisions on for the better of my life and our life with my wife and I. And my wife and I, we just kind of need something that's a bit more practical, yet smaller than my dad's truck. Something that suits our needs. And so And so that's why this is going. As much as I love this car, and with how many memories that I have with it, the reason why I'm selling this one, yes, you heard me correctly, this one, there are more, and not my GT500, which is right in front of me, is because the GT500 is this car, and yet so much more. So it's not the best thing, but you can see right here, this is Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch. This is my 2021 Chevy GT500, and I love this car. I really do love this car. It is the GT350 with so much more to it. And I say that because it's absolutely true. They built this car off of the GT350 platform. They added a supercharger to it. They reverted it back to the cross-plane crank so it could take more boost, could slap a supercharger on it. And this car is just ridiculous. I've put $2,000 into this car so far. And with that $2,000, I am now 830 wheel horsepower. Yes, you heard me correct. From $2,000 and 3 simple modifications, which was a tune, a smaller pulley, and a cold air intake. And I guess an X-pipe if you want to add that to the numbers, but the X-pipe doesn't honestly do much besides sound. But this car has everything that the 350 is honestly missing. As much as I love the 350, every time that I drive these two cars, I'm like, wow, I love the 350, but the 500 has what the 350 is missing. And what the 350 is missing that the 500 already has would cost me so much money to have the 350 at a place where I love the 500. And honestly, the 350, the part that I know I will miss the most and that I'm going to miss the most is the Tremec manual transmission in that car. Truly a beautiful and amazing transmission, extremely smooth. I like that it's notchy, and I really do enjoy it. And there's something just about a manual driving experience that you will never be able to replace or feel similar to when it comes to paddle shifters in a car like this. That experience cannot be replicated. It really can't. And you're probably thinking, if I have so many amazing memories, so many amazing experiences, and I truly love the 350, why get rid of it? And the answer is, I'm young. I know that there will be a time later on in my life where I most likely will be able to reacquire one and still be able to make it my own. Now, will I be able to reacquire it for the price that I could right now? No, probably most likely not. But that's all right. I have plenty of time ahead of me. I have plenty of time to go through tons of different cars. And, you know, with this car being gone and now pretty much driving the GT500 full time, we'll see if I miss the car afterwards. I feel like the other thing too is if I wanted to keep the 350 and you know, eventually trade it in for a truck or something like that, it'd be hard for me. I know these cars kind of turned into a collector's edition once they got discontinued in 2021. But honestly, like these cars are just so hard to let them sit and not drive. And I don't feel like I could let this car sit for a few more years, gain a bit more value, and then sell it then. I don't want to drive it. And that's kind of the other reason why I'm selling it right now, is it's in a good spot. It's got 30,000 miles on it. I bought it with 8,000 miles. And it's worth 25,000 more than what I paid for it, which is crazy to think about in a car market in general, but we kind of live in a crazy time right now. So when you're also looking at those numbers, it's hard to pass that up. And so I guess that kind of brings everything to an end on why I'm selling the car that started it all. But yeah, I think that kind of brings this video to an end. I don't have like a generic call off, sign off, or whatever it may be. So I appreciate you all so much for watching. I'm sorry that this is the first video and it's a little bit of a downer, but I don't know. I feel like it's a good video. Great clickbait, you know, selling the car that started it all. Oh yeah, that's a great title. Actually, I gotta think of that. I gotta remind myself. You editing later on, remember, title of the video this. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. This is gonna sound like super stereotypical and stuff, but I don't really do this YouTube thing. I don't know what y'all would like to see. I have a few ideas, and this is kind of gonna be just like a vlogging type style channel thing. So just daily stuff, moto vlogs, car stuff, and I guess all the above. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure once I put out more videos, I'll kind of find a niche and figure out a flow and all that good stuff, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate all of you watching, and it is entirely up to you if you'd like to subscribe and leave a like. I would appreciate it. And if you leave a like all YouTubers say, it lets me know that you enjoy the video and would like to see more content like this, but I don't want you to see more content like this because I'm not going to sell this car yet. We'll see. I kind of have a tendency of swapping in and out of cars. This car, this 350, kind of fun fact and off topic, is the longest car that I've owned. Yeah, it really is the longest car that I've ever owned. All my other cars, I probably haven't had more than a year. So yeah, anywho, with that being said, we'll see y'all later. Take care. And let me do that. I might need to bump that up a little bit. Oh, golly. Great, Betsy. Yikes. Just gonna boop. Boop. That works. Moving on. Okay. We're good? We're good. Okay, just right there. Focus. Yeah, great.